Hello, I'm Lucy and I'm the Social Media and Digital Marketing Officer here at the REME Museum. Today we've got a particularly spooky story to tell you, and it goes all the way back to World War II. Our story is based at Westcourt, which was of course the officers' mess for REME officers based at Arborfield from World War II up until REME left and moved to Lynham in 2015. As with many old buildings, Westcourt was reputed to be haunted. The sightings began during the war when several officers reported concerns over a ghost in the bedroom over the front door of the house. Colonel Crosby, OBE-MC, who was Commandant of the Special Training School at Westcourt in 1943, explained that the door would open during the night, however firmly it had been shut, and the sound of footsteps could be heard crossing the floor. Occupants of the room would feel a tap on the shoulder as if trying to be woken, but no one was there. Even after closing the door and going back to sleep, this would happen repeatedly throughout the night. Because of the room's reputation, it was often reserved for visiting senior officers from HQ. As many of them had a poor night's sleep, they often cut their visits short and returned to London, actually making the ghost quite useful in deterring too many visitors. Now, as with many ghost stories, we'll never quite know the truth of whether there really was a ghost at Westcourt. On one occasion in 1983, a cadet visiting from Welbeck College was staying on the ground floor and heard groans from outside the window of his room. Having been told earlier that evening about the Westcourt ghost, he became convinced that the noises were coming from the real spirit of Westcourt and was naturally terrified. As it turned out, a subaltern attending the school who was living on the second floor at Westcourt was a well-known sleepwalker and had managed to crawl over a desk and fall out of the window, suffering minor injuries like dislocated toes, causing him to groan out in pain near a ground floor window. In 2000, it was suggested it was probably just a product of a combination of the wartime blackout and excessive consumption of low-grade wartime liquor, but the door does still occasionally open of its own accord during the night. Crosby's students came up with a theory that during the Roman occupation, when the Roman road ran straight through what became Westcourt, a local girl had become too friendly with a member of the occupying forces. While waiting at a meeting point late one night, immediately underneath the position of the now bedroom, the Roman was surprised by members of the local resistance and killed. When the girl arrived, she was taken and sent away to another part of the country. Unfortunately, the ghost of the Roman is still waiting for his girlfriend and asks everyone who comes to the spot to tell him where she's gone. Since then, there have been differences of opinion over whether the ghost still exists or simply disappeared. When he wrote his article in 1962, Crosby found that no one was worried about it anymore. So he suggested that either the Roman found his girlfriend or someone simply fixed the faulty bedroom door. However, by 2013, it seemed that Mr. David Green, the course steward at Westcourt, was still adamant that it existed, and others who served positions there seemed glad to have not stayed in the room, whether they heard about the story or not. So what do you think? Was there a ghost at Westcourt, and is it still there? If so, who was it? And what do they want?